What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, well, we're going to chat about DevOps. So I've been heads down, hands on keyboard, trying to build a CI/CD pipeline from the ground up. And some of the information that's out there about DevOps, it's so scattered. It's like there's so much information about it, but then there's like so little that you you get from those information. It's really interesting to me. So I'm like, it'll be an interesting thing to talk about DevOps and kind of like get an understanding of what it is, but just kind of talk about the culture as a whole. So in today's video, well, we're going to chat about DevOps and we're going to chat about some of the things that I'm putting together for my first iteration of my CI/CD pipeline. So let's talk about it. So I don't want to be a DevOps engineer or anything like that, which is pretty interesting because I'm talking about DevOps. But I'm finishing up my software engineering degree right now. For those of you guys that have been in the channel for a while, I've kind of talked about that before. I just kind of drop it, but I've talked about it before. And I know what you're thinking right now, AI. That's what everybody's thinking. And honestly, I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so personally, I use AI just like everybody else, and I think it's a great tool. But I also think that the gap between producing code and understanding code is about to get really interesting in the next few years because there's going to be a lot of people who can generate code. But I think where it's going to get really interesting is that not a lot of people are going to really understand the implication of the code that they generate using AI. And that is where things are going to start falling apart. There's going to be a lot of problems, not right now, not today, because I feel like everyone is still caught up in that AI is magic phase, and we're still kind of dwelling in that, and we haven't taken the time to understand the implication that AI is going to have 30 years from now, or 10 or 5, or maybe even 3 to 4 years from now. We haven't really sat down yet and understand that implication. And for now, we don't see that. But later on, we're definitely going to notice it. But the reality is that when you don't really understand and know something, anything that looks good enough feels correct to you. And that can get dangerous pretty quickly, right? So for me, I want to actually understand how things work. I want to actually understand things, and getting a software engineering degree is a good place to lay that foundation. And of course, I'll keep building upon that. Again, I'm not saying that AI is not a good tool. I think that AI is a great tool, but I just feel like we're so caught up and we're so mesmerized by it right now that everybody is forgetting the long-term effect that it's going to have down the line. But I rest my case. I'm going to get off my AI soapbox now. Okay, that's enough AI talk. No more AI talk, I promise. Let's go back. Let's go back to talking about DevOps engineer. Okay, so let's say you want to become a DevOps engineer, right? So the first thing you're going to probably do is you're going to go into Google and then search in, like, how do I become a DevOps engineer, or what is a DevOps engineer, to try to get a better understanding of things. And you're going to run into things like DevOps is a mindset, DevOps is a cultural philosophy, or DevOps is the way of life. Yeah, I added that last part, but you probably hear it somewhere, most likely on LinkedIn or on Twitter, where people are trying to hype up DevOps, right? So it's hard for you to find a video that actually explains what is DevOps and what do they actually do. And you're like, okay, that's cool and all. I like all of those definitions that you're giving me, but what do you actually do? Like, what do you do as a DevOps engineer? So you probably spend like a good amount of time trying to research and still don't understand what DevOps is and what exactly a DevOps engineer is supposed to do. Then you probably end on LinkedIn or tech Twitter. God bless your soul, because then you start seeing things like posts like, here's the roadmap to DevOps, or learn these 27 tools to become A+ DevOps engineer, or something along the line of, if you're not using the latest and greatest, you're wasting your time. And then in the comments, you will have the solution people. You know them, I know them, right? We all know these people. They are under every single post commenting things like, this is better than this. Like, as soon as you post something like, yo, I'm learning how to do this, the first thing that they will post underneath that is that this is better than this, or this tool is old, you should be using this instead. Or they'll be like, this isn't real DevOps. If you want real DevOps, you should be using this tool and this tool and this tool. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make fun of all of these things or all of these people. I think that some of these things are actually good advice. But the problem that I've noticed is that a lot of this advice are people telling you to start where they currently are in their career and forgetting that they started somewhere else to get to that point. Half of the time, I feel like these people are giving end game advice, not starting point advice. And of course, these are the things that goes viral. This is what gets a lot of click, and this is what get a lot of repost. So everybody started thinking that DevOps is this thing where you just collect tools like it's Pokemon. I've seen a list of what it takes to become a DevOps engineer, and the list is so long, and it's like, by the time you finish reading the list, you've already exhausted all your brain power to say like, you know what, I'm gonna start again tomorrow just to continue the list. It's so funny. But here's the thing. Here's what I normally say to myself every time I run into an issue that I don't understand. This has completely helped me kind of level up my game, and now I'm saying it to you. Just build. Just start by starting to build something that is related to something that you're trying to understand. Now, let me give you a concrete example that I'm going to use that is going to better help me understand what DevOps is instead of just relying on what people are saying. Now, I have a final capstone project for my degree, and I told myself, yes, when the time comes, I could finish the project and do it like everybody else. But what if I build a whole system around it, around the project that I'm writing, which has to do with coding an application, and not just code the application, right? Not just get to the end result, but the whole pipeline. I want to experience the whole process, right? So from thinking of an app idea, writing the code, pushing that code, having a system grab it automatically. I'm talking about the code here, testing it, building it, deploying it, and then seeing it all come into fruition. Because once that system is set up, I can make changes to my app frequently and easily, and that's the whole point. The system is, of course, the CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment. So basically, I'm trying to build something from the ground up where code changes don't just sit around forever. They move through an automated pipeline with fast feedback. And that is basically what DevOps is. So what did I do? I sat down and I mapped the first variation of what I think my CI/CD pipeline should look like. Emphasis on think. And I already know some people are looking at this right now and seeing something in their head, or I'm probably going to see it in the comments somewhere or something where it's like, why aren't you using this tool? Why aren't you using the latest tool? Why would you build it this way? Why don't you build it that way? This is better. That is better. That is cool. But one of the things that I want you to realize, and this is what I want to emphasize, is that someone's end goal is not your starting point. You start somewhere, and eventually you're going to get to the end goal that you want to get to. Your first iteration is always going to be your worst iteration, and it's supposed to be like that. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have a perfect path. You need a path that gets you moving and gets you started, because once you start building, that's when the real learning starts. And that's when you start noticing things like, hey, oh, this doesn't go here. Oh, I need another tool right here. Oh, why am I doing this manually? Should I automate this? How do I automate this? What tools do I use to automate this? Why am I provisioning server one at a time? Maybe I should automate this and have it use something like OpenTofu or Terraform. Maybe I should understand infrastructure as a code. Oh, I need a secret manager to be able to manage all of my credentials for my environment. Oh, I need to make sure I implement security as part of my pipeline. That iteration process is what makes you and I better. It's what's going to make you better. It's what's going to make me better. You build something, you realize what is missing, you rebuild that thing, and you keep going until that thing gets smoother and smoother. That process right there, that is DevOps. You building and iterating on a pipeline that dramatically reduces the gap between code and the final application. And yes, people love to say that DevOps is a mindset or cultural philosophy, and most of the time people make fun of that, but and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But the way that I see it and the way that I'm coming to understand it is that DevOps is a response to a coordination problem, not just a technical one. So when everything is manual, the gap between code and deployment gets very messy very quickly. Stuff breaks, handoff becomes very painful. Nobody knows what's going on in the different stage of the deployment. Trust me, I have been through that headache where you have to deploy everything manually, and it's a nightmare and a pain sometimes. So the mindset shift, now the way I look at it moving forward, when someone's saying now DevOps is a mindset, that mindset shift is really the idea of designing your infrastructure and your workflows so developers can ship code frequently without breaking things. That's it. That's literally what DevOps is, at least as I've come to understand it. And the pipeline, when someone say, oh, like you need to set up a CI/CD pipeline, the pipeline is what makes it all possible, right? If you've ever worked in an environment where deployments were done manually, you were technically already a sysadmin with the opportunity to become a DevOps engineer by learning how to automate those processes. Those two roles, sysadmin and DevOps engineer, are a lot more similar than people think and people make it seem. Another thing as well, all of these job titles that people chase, DevOps engineer, platforms engineer, DevSecOps engineer, a lot of it starts to blend together once you actually start building things, like you really building things from the ground up. Like I'm talking infrastructure all the way up. And when you're learning, that's something that you might need to do. Like, for example, while I'm building this pipeline that I'm thinking about, I would do things like implement security. That touches on DevSecOps a little bit. Then the tools I use locally are similar to some of the tools that are used in the cloud. That touches on cloud a little bit. And then you have things like infrastructure, automation, workflow. That is DevOps. And of course, you have what I'm in school for, which is the code. And then that in itself is software engineering. Again, this takes me back to my point, right? So when you start building, you realize it's easier to pivot between these titles, right? So people sometimes make it seem like it's an impossible task to be able to do one thing or do another thing. But once you start building from the ground up, it gets a little bit easier to be able to pivot between this job title. But it gets less stressful the more you build things, which, well, is the point of this video. Build things. And here's the thing, right? So building a CI/CD pipeline from scratch is going to be very hard. That struggle is what actually teaches you how to become a DevOps engineer. It's what allows you and anyone else, including myself, willing to learn, to understand what it really takes to be good at this whole IT thing. That progression from the first diagram, so the diagram that I just showed you guys right now, to the second diagram, to the one that I'm gonna iterate to after building this whole thing, to the third version, to probably the final one, and then maybe I will have to set up a new server or do something else. That's needed. Those are the moments that allow you to have those like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, oh, this is new. Those moments are needed to be able to grow and become better at what you do. But if you sit there and do absolutely nothing and don't want to build things and just listen to what people say, you will hear something in the line of, hey, Kubernetes is very hard to manage locally. Okay, like in my head, when I hear that all the time, I'm like, okay, that may be 100% true. But I want to experience that myself. I want to experience that difficulty. I want to be able to set it up and look at it and want to take my server and throw it out of the window or take my server and throw it somewhere so I can experience it and be able to say that like Kubernetes is very hard to manage locally. But when I say that, I would say that with confidence. And I think that a lot of people underestimate the ability to be able to test things so you can speak with confidence. Because when you have a job, when you get a job, if you don't understand things, it's very hard to be able to speak with confidence. And the only way to be able to do that is to go through that process of like setting up things locally and saying that like, that was difficult. I know exactly what you mean when you say it's difficult. So stop repeating what people tell you. Stop repeating what you hear that it's difficult, it's hard. Everything is hard. Everything is hard until you start taking it apart piece by piece. Everything is hard until you start doing it. Stop letting the internet LinkedIn, tech Twitter. I'm just joking. Stop letting the internet talk you out of building things. Build things. Not knowing is absolutely okay. You don't have to start with complex, right? Nobody did. Everybody started simple. Some of us, a lot of people, when they started, they don't even know what localhost is, and that's perfectly fine. I feel like in this day and age, everybody is over on LinkedIn. I feel like I'm going all in on LinkedIn. Everybody is over on LinkedIn, on Twitter, over flexing their capability and doing this thing and doing that stuff. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter. Just like, it's okay not to start with complex. It's okay to not know and start simple, and it will get complex as you go on. Trust me, it will get complex as it go on, but it will get easier because every new challenge will be built upon what you've already learned. So my message after ranting on LinkedIn and tech Twitter for a while, my message here is that don't overthink what something is. Don't overthink what a DevOps engineer is supposed to do. Do not overthink these things, right? Just start by building. Just start by doing the simplest things. If you do not know what a DevOps engineer is, start by saying that, like, you know what, I'm going to set up something like Proxmox, give me a hypervisor to be able to set things up. Oh, what is a hypervisor? Learn those things. Start by building. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to be this people that do all of the common things. You're going to get there. Start by building. Answer the simple question. Start messy, like iterate upon that mess, and everything else will fall into place. Anyways, thanks for watching the videos. As always, if you've enjoyed this video so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notification. And like I said earlier, I am working on building a CI/CD pipeline from the ground up. The whole step-by-step from inception and all this stuff, and building it all the way from CI to CD, building it all the way through, right? So I am working on that right now. That video is going to be members only video. So if you do want to be part of that, if you do want to see kind of that process, you can hit the join button below. And of course, I'm always going to come out with a lot of helpful videos in terms of like videos that are not member specific, that are deep diving into specific things. So it will be individual components. But if you do want a little bit more structure in terms of like kind of being there with me and looking at some of the things that I'm thinking about and how I'm going to structure it, security, and some of the learning process and all of these things that I'm going through, you can join the YouTube membership, whatever YouTube call it. It's join below. Click on it. And then I'm working on all the things that I want to outline for the CI/CD build, and I'll kind of outline all of that, and I'll release videos to kind of document that whole process. But just to be clear as well, I'm also working on a lot of deep dive videos for individual components that is not structure. So if you do like this as well, just hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification. But if you do want structure, join the membership. You also have access to Discord as well, so we can chat about things. If you do just want to join Discord and just be in the general chat and then chat about things, do that as well, and we can chat about things. As always, thank you guys for watching. Stay geeking, stay curious, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.